ONIC Esports is going for is going to be the Pop Point Koopa in the hands of CW. This man knows how to play this hero very efficiently, and with so much pick-off potential, with so much dive potential as well, and the Pop Point Koopa to demolish turrets, ONIC Esports is going to look for an early close to this game.
If we take a look at the composition from the side of ONIC Esports, they have a split push, they have a late game as well, and that Kagura, their pick-off potential is just huge. I gotta favor them, man. What about you?
Personally, for me, I might have to say I like Alter Ego on this one, simply because I feel like, yeah, they do have an okay late game with the Kagura, but that's it. Who else scales to the late game? Pop Point Koopa falls off compared to the V-Trix. Karina falls off huge, and this composition is built to look for that early game pressure. If the Pop Point Koopa can get multiple turrets in the first few minutes, it's basically game over.
I agree, man, because I really think that Alter Ego will try and survive the early game, all the pickoffs and dives from ONIC Esports. The thing is, they have a lot of outplay potential with the Black Shoes, with the Tempest of Blades, and they have a lot of crowd control with the Wild Charge and the Kufra.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see and jump to the Land of Dawn to witness game number 1 between Alter Ego and as well as ONIC Esports. Spam the chat. Are you hashtag UltraChamps or hashtag Go ONIC?
Absolutely, man. And again, like Arashi mentioned, man, this is either going to be a very fast game for ONIC or a very long game from Alter Ego. I don't see this going to, like, I think it's, yeah, there's no in between. I feel like it's either going to be a 40-minute game or like a 30-minute game.
But we'll go to a pause, actually. And I think the interesting part is how ONIC, I recall at one point, at one of the games, I'm quite hazy right now, but they were having an early game composition, and somehow, some way, they were able to actually make it work in the late game by playing around that fact, with positioning, with flanks and the like. So I'm interested to see that if they take it to the late game, right, where Alter Ego supposedly would be the one with the advantage, can they actually somehow find a win?
That is the question though, right? And I feel like sure, Nino has done crazy things on this Beatrix if and only if ONIC Esports shuts him down early. I don't think Nino can play, so I think that is one of the winning conditions for a side of ONIC Esports. Make sure that Nino here doesn't get the chance to play, like just roam around him, play around CW, and that is going to be GG for a side of Alter Ego.
We saw in match number 1 how important it is to plan for the late game, for the mid game, and if ONIC will use their significant burst and crowd control to make sure that Nino is no longer in the game, right? The same way we saw Rebellion do to Beetle. Was it Beetle? Hold up. To Beetle in the first match. I think they can actually have an advantage in the mid to late game and get a victory despite being quote-unquote outscaled.
Yeah, that could be the case here. Again, the Pop Point Koopa has such a good laning phase, man. When we're talking about trading, kill pressure, or even wave pressure, I think he is the best in terms of those things. But again, there's a catch. It's only in the early stage of the game and only in that laning phase. Once you bring this Pop Point Koopa out of the laning phase, it's actually going to be really, really tough to make him useful, right? Yeah. The only thing he's good at once we're out of the laning phase is covering.
Okay, pause is down right now, so let's just jump back into the Land of Dawn to once again witness game number 1. For now, it is still, I feel like, a very, very even match.
Ooh, even match indeed, but for CW, that is not the case at all. He's trying to use this Pop Point Koopa pick as good as possible in the early game, and honestly, till the mid game, alright, ONIC will have a significant info advantage because they have the Umbrella to scout with, and they have traps from Pop Point Koopa to try and use for information.
Oh, they perhaps won an engage here. Surfetland's already hovering, not committing just yet. Saw no opening, and yeah, it is going to be a reset here, Mirko.
Yeah, for the side of ONIC Esports, they will have the pressure, and constantly they are going to be using this pressure to create some more space for CW to pick up the turret. It is already taken quite low, you know. CW, with just one munch, he takes that much turret gold from its HP bar. So this is going to be really, really quick. As long as ONIC keep on playing for CW into that side, they're going to force Leo Murphy to go up, or they're just going to simply take the turret and create more space in the map, which Alter Ego already capitalizing on right now as ONIC. They moved some members up towards that top side.
Yeah, very interesting play from Alter Ego, but now the play breaks out.
A play breaks out, no commitment just yet. Oh, Surfetland's jumping in. The retribution will be won by Sally-Boy. Oh, engage. Tyrant Rage connects, and Surfetland is in trouble. First blood will not come to the hands of Alter Ego Esports. The juke What is going on? ONIC Esports, they lost the trade though. Uh-oh, Leo Murphy still poking, and Keyboy will not be able to take down. Oh, the Wave Dragon connects. Leo Murphy is the first casualty, first blood. Presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series. It goes to the hands of ONIC Esports.
Man, what a weird turn of events right there. We saw that Leo Murphy made the play initially with a Tyrant's Revenge Flicker combo. It connected, but Surfeit Lance just way too clean on the ability usage. He used his ultimate and he used his second proc instantly by walking back first. He baited everyone away, then he used the second ability to get out. It's just crisp, clean gameplay from ONIC mechanically, but remember, this is what we have to expect from ONIC. They will get the early game. How do they fare in the mid game though?
Okay, right now, topside Keyboy somehow engaging, forces Nino to use the flicker. No engages just yet. What is going on first 3 minutes here, Rashi?
Well, both teams clearly want to show that they have the mechanical dominance to pull off those crazy in plays. And that is what you have to expect coming in, at such high levels, right? Alter Ego versus ONIC Esports. These are very, very strong teams, and they clearly have respect for one another. So far, the approach from Alter Ego seems to be a bit more of a mirror approach, which can work out just fine, but they have to remember that ONIC Esports have a Popeye and Koopa. If they leave the members of ONIC alone with the turret for too long, could spell doom for them.
Oh, right now, Nino, once again, with engage, Leo Murphy's Tyrant's Revenge does not connect. 15 seconds to the turtle here, Mirko. What is going to be your predictions here?
Well, my prediction is definitely ONIC will have the slight edge again when it comes to the early skirmishes, but Alter Ego, they've been able to react to the proactive plays from the side of ONIC really, really well. And look, they're going for something here up top. Fortunately, Leo Murphy does not connect on the Tyrant's Rage, and it will just be them controlling the top side jungle. But ONIC, they have more power in the mid-game.
Yeah, especially here, if we take a look at the spells, ONIC Esports, they are a little bit on the advantage here. Surfeit Lance, though, does not commit on towards the turtle just yet here, Rashi. Oh, mid-side, Udil is low. Forces to use the black shoes, and Udil, no, he gets taken down. Black shoes was not used, and it is going to be a favorable trade for the side of ONIC.
Yeah, again, right, ONIC, they just need to look for these early game fights, and Leo Murphy, they're just giving it to them right now.
B-Boy here slow. Selly Boy will not be able to steal the Lord. And one more member from side of Alter Ego Esports goes down. Leo Murphy with a 0-2-0 stat. Not looking too good.
Oh man, Alter Ego, they keep on forcing these fights in the early stage. Again, we have to keep mentioning this. All they need to do is weather out the storm. They can't look for these early fights here. They should have just looked for a mirror in the bottom side, get the turret, and trade it for that turtle.
Especially right now for ONIC Esports, their jungler, Surfeit Lance, is on a Karina who is going to build in a more tanky fashion. So usually, having a Kufra, you can go for those insane picks. You can take the retribution away from the opposing team and then secure the neutral objective. But when the jungle is actually a tank, that is a completely different story. I think they have to wait a bit later until they have enough damage to do so, and then they can execute it again on that same game plan.
I completely agree with you. And as of right now, Nino is having an okay game. I mean, he hasn't get picked off just yet. But items here, Rashi.
Boost actually is on the Cho, which is, I think, less common in my opinion. He has the Blade of Heptasis, so he's been able to actually make a lot of plays with the Way of the Dragon. And with that Blade of Heptasis, members of Alter Ego Esports need to be very, very careful because he does a lot of damage, especially when he just comes in out of nowhere. Udil, though, has the Enchanted Talisman, so he's going to be able to spam a lot more in the lane. And I think what's important to highlight is the difference between Surfeit Lance and Silly Boy, right? Because on that lane, he will have a lot more DPS because he is essentially a damage character compared to, a tanky build Karina.
I agree. Right now, Alter Ego, they're actually still doing really well considering that they are 3 kills behind, but
whoa! Off camera, CW gets picked off just like that. I do want to mention though, Sally Boy is a level above Surfeit Lance as of right now, and that kill just is what Alter Ego needs here. Mirror effects here, turret top side, forward, bottom side, as Surfeit Lance might commit on towards Spy. Nope. As Ling is eyeing for that Boots, and Boots just realizes and recalls under the turret.
Yeah, I mean, again, Alter Ego, they've gained the gold lead here and also the objective lead, kind of. They've equalized in objectives currently. But ONIC, they're not doing that much to really look for this early game snowball. It feels like they are actually reacting to Alter Ego's plays, which is not good at all. once Leo Murphy and Alter Ego go and get the win condition, Power Spike in the mid game is going to be over.
Whoa! The steal for Surfit Lens. I'm offended. Connects onto it for Leo Murphy, being the only character there. Will not be able to do anything, as it is going to be a 3-4-2 for side of ONIC Esports plus the Turtle. What is going on here, Mirko?
Oh my goodness, that combo wombo was nasty. The fact that Alter Ego were able to scramble and at least salvage the team fight a bit, getting a 2-for-3 trade was insane. But again, you can't let those things happen. They stole the turtle as well.
They stole the turtle and they took the mid lane first turret as well. That is not good for them. Replay here by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Off the bat, look at Keyboy eyeing the play. He goes in for the flicker. I'm offended. And right there, the follow-up with the yin yang overturn was just way too good. The Jeet Kundo from Boots as well. Alter Ego, man, they do better in proper team fights. But when they clump up like that, that is so dangerous. They must make sure that does not happen again.
How did they still manage to get 2 kills there?
I have no idea.
It looked like just ONIC dominating the fight, but when you look at the sheets again, 2 ONIC members were taken down in that skirmish, so Alter Ego, they're still doing really well at kind of equalizing these trades, but it's slowly and surely going to go to the hands of ONIC if they keep on getting these crazy plays.
Absolutely. They just have to make sure that the positioning, right, the spacing between them, they have to understand that there's not enough damage per second, there's not enough AoE for ONIC Esports. There's a lot more of that in the hands of Alter Ego. So if they just stay away from each other, ONIC will just struggle to find who exactly they need to target with their spells.
That is going to the question here, and I feel like personally, ONIC Esports, they somehow slowly but surely climb, like finding their grasp here, having a firm grasp. Meanwhile, Alter Ego, they got to still, they gotta have control, man, because it's slowly slipping away from them. And remember, in the mid game, Kagura, we saw glimpses. We saw a glimpse from that Kagura, and it is nasty.
It is nasty, man. The Kagura, we saw it yesterday from Psycho. We're seeing it here today from another Kage, Drian. I don't know what's the problem with the Kages and Kagura. They're just so good, and every single one shines. Anti-Mage, I don't want to repeat it again, but they're just so good at every single role. And most of them have actually opted to go for the mid lane this time around, which is very interesting. Udil, he also got caught there. He didn't have any time to pop the black shoes, instantly just got deleted. Sunnyboy had the highlight there, right? Even when he was comboed to death, he still managed to find all 4 blades and he got out.
I mean, to be fair, he has the tempos of blades, so I feel like that's an immunity there for side of Sunnyboy. But I gotta give credit towards Keyboy, man, creating something out of nothing.
Well, that flicker of 4-man I'm offended is just insane.
Man.
Which is why, like, when you go up against Keyboy, you gotta be aware of stuff like this. It's almost expected, right? You have to understand that this is exactly the kind of plays he would be looking to make for his team. And speaking of the Kagura picks, I guess it's just experience, right? When you've had so much experience in Mobile Legends, a hero as versatile as Kagura just becomes so much more efficient in your hands, I think.
Yeah, definitely experience and as well practice, I feel like. So guys, if you want to have a good Kagura, just practice. But back to the game, back to the composition. Right now, we are about to enter the mid game here. Mirko and as well as Arashi. Who do you think has the upper edge?
When we're talking about mid-game, ONIC simply will have the upper edge in this mid-stage of the game. They have a Popol, Ruby, Kagura, Karina, and Cho. All 5 of these heroes, they get their power spike in that mid-game. Meanwhile, Alter Ego, they're still scaling in that mid-game, right? They're still waiting for Lilia to get more items. They're still waiting for Beatrix as well to get those item power spikes. At that current state, it's going to be ONIC controlling the map. But what Alter Ego needs to do is push it longer. Once they get into the 17-minute mark, maybe even the 15-minute mark, that's when they really start to shine. ONIC, they hit their maximum at the 10th minute.
10 to 15 minutes, I think, will be where ONIC has maximum potential. For Alter Ego, as you mentioned, if they can just wait a bit longer, get some more items, and more importantly, make sure that ONIC doesn't get to snowball, right? I think they can do it just fine. Kufra can be able to position defensively, and Lilia can clear the waves, and the Ling, right? So we can see that the Ling can actually, Sunnyboy and the Ling can actually abuse that mobility and play around the map to make sure that they don't lose too many objectives to the demolition, the tower demolition strategy from the Popol and Koopa.
Tower demolition strategy. Right now, the Leo Murphy engaging on towards Ria, and that is why I love Kagura as your mid lane. So do Independent. And the crowd control Sure, but Dreon and the Kagura has that fleece, so still a very, very independent character. Right now, Keyboy is ganked. I'm offended, gonna on Stewart 4 as Keyboy will not be able to survive. Udil pops the black shoes just to survive. Serpent lands targeting by not the right target, but Dreon in the backside is targeted by Sallyboy. Tempest the blade is popped and he gets taken down. Sallyboy once more, but he is not able to escape. Killing spree for side of Surfeit lands.
A 2 for 2, but man, it's worth it for ONIC. They lose their mid lane and jungle for the side of Alter Ego, and ONIC, they only lose the roamer. Sure, Dreon fell as well, but roamer for jungler is always going to be better for the jungler to get picked up for the side of ONIC.
Not to mention that CW is still up, so he can use this window, this moment of opportunity to try and do damage to the turret. They instantly go for it, but Alter Ego will be able to zone them away. It is still at the 9-minute mark, so the death timers really isn't as punishing. But if, towards that 10-minute, 15-minute mark we've been talking about, if they lose fights like that, CW is gonna just go to town.
Yeah, remember right now, Ling has no purple buff. He was on that purple buff before he gets taken down. Lord is up. If ONIC Esports get overzealous here, though, they might... take a look at the sniper damage from the side of Nino. CW immediately recalling Leo Murphy, perhaps. Try and find an engage. Does not connect just yet.
This is where ONIC Esports composition will have their maximum potential. 10-minute mark here. The mid game is here for the side of ONIC Esports. A 1.7k gold lead to just solidify that as well. But remember, Alter Ego, if they are able to utilize Nino's Renner really well and poke them down before the team fight, they still can get the victory here. They're still waiting on a combo wombo of themselves as well. Leo Murphy and Pi can combo their Tyrant's Revenge with that wild charge, and they'll simply be able to win the fight.
Well, there seems to be movement in the bottom side, though.
Yeah, they're seeing movements. Boots is the target to shut down from side of Alter Ego Esports. Boots did not read the map well, but ONIC Esports trying to find compensation immediately here. Going for the Lord and gets it. Alter Ego will look for an engage. Keyboy flops the flicker as a defense. Sallyboy jumping, trying to find a good engage. Sallyboy will use that Tempest of Blade, but no. Papa and Koopa will get taken down by the side of Udil here. 5v3 from side of Alter Ego.
A desperate attempt to salvage the pickoff in the bottom side for the side of ONIC Esports, and Alter Ego instantly capitalized. They understand that, yeah, sure, you can get that Lord, but the thing is, we've already created pressure all across the map. Top side pushing mid lane and bottom side is clear as well. They will be able to pick up more objectives than ONIC with the Lord.
And similar to that, the fact that Nino is still up as well, he can destroy turrets so fast with that Beatrix pick. So now there's a attempt to actually clear the wave, but on the bottom side, almost a solo kill from Boots.
My, oh my. Boots though, the silent killer, he has a 3-1-4 stat. Right now, Gian is in a bit of a twinkle. Tyrant's Rage connects, and Gian will be the next casualty here as ONIC Esports. They are scattered. Alter Ego, they are controlling the game here, mid number 12.
This is what better setup gets you, right? When you already have these better waves in your at your hand, in your position, it's going to be so easy for them to look for pickoffs on the map. Drian, once he oversteps a little bit, map pressure belongs to Alter Ego. Look at the turrets, look at the minions.
But right now, Alter Ego needs to be very careful on where they walk out because Drian, a lot of damage.
Uh-oh, Pai is going to be targeted here as he will not be able to get taken down. Boost is going to be the casualty right now. Surfeit lands. Oh, in the backside, Sallyboy gets caught as Keyboy with the I'm offended will take that down. Surfeit lands trying to retreat as ONIC Esports will claim the jungler from side of Alter Ego.
Oh man, the trades have just been insane for both of these teams. ONIC, even here in the 12th minute, they refuse to fall behind. They're still looking for the plays in the map. But Arashi, 1-for-1, boots for Sallyboy. I think it's worth it for ONIC.
It's absolutely worth it for ONIC. I think Sallyboy needs to really be a bit more patient because he just goes in and every time he gets bit by the Papa and Koopa, right? And he gets followed up by every single member on ONIC Esports. He does not go in with his team. He is always alone in the back line. So he needs to just wait and make sure that ONIC needs to make the difficult choice. Use our skills onto the rest of the team or towards Sallyboy. And that will be the moment where he can split their focus, get a big play, or enable his team.
Yeah, that is going to be the key to victory, I feel like. And as of right now here, I do want to ask you, what can ONIC do to turn the game around? Because I feel like slowly but surely Alter Ego claims their control.
Right, it's just very difficult because they have a lot more crowd control, right? AoE, the wild charge, and Leo Murphy can stop so much engage. Oh, the snipe though.
The damage is just so nasty here. Disgusting damage from that Beatrix. But CW having that, I feel like, a lifesteal item here. So yeah.
Right. The fun fact earlier though was that CW is the only player to actually have a Savage thus far in season 9.
Yeah.
So clearly a man with experience and skill. In the late game though, with the Popo and Koopa, it's relatively a lower mechanic hero, right? So maybe he'll struggle to show his mechanical prowess on a hero such as that.
Oh man, that almost just connected there. But we
That's
have
true.
to take a look at the timers once again, all right? It's 14 minutes in. And we mentioned this, ONIC, they hit their limit. They hit their maximum power spike at that 10th minute. Now, they've hit that limit and they won't scale anymore. Meanwhile, Alter Ego, they keep on scaling with the Lilia and the Beatrix, getting their items, completing the Malefic Roar and maybe the Divine Glaive. It is going to get harder and harder for ONIC to close this game off. Alter Ego, they're also using this winning lane up top with Grok to just completely take over the map. And Leo Murphy, he's going to get caught.
Oh, Leo Murphy still with the Immortal though, quite confident, but in the backside, Seliboy wants Drian as Drian with 1 HP will not be able to survive. Seliboy trying to escape here as Keyboy and CW with Surfeit Lance gets caught as well. Shut down for side of Leo Murphy. Pi trying to take the damage here as ONIC Esports lost a straight 2 for 1.
Man, this is beautiful by Alter Ego. Again, the setup is all they need. ONIC, they keep on looking for these desperate fights. They go for Leo Murphy. That's not the target you want. Yes, you have a pick style of composition, but you do not want to use your resources for Leo Murphy. He had the immortality as well, Arashi. If he didn't have the immortality, I think it would have been okay.
Right, and they just leave Drian alone. And Kagura does not win a 1v1 against the Ling, so he needs to itemize differently. If this is going to happen again and again, maybe a Withered Truncheon will be, a very valuable purchase for Drian to make sure that when Seliboy goes in like that, he can buy enough time for the rest of the team to punish him like they did in the earlier fights.
This is insane, man, because you know what's different here from the side of ONIC? Boots has actually opted to go for a damage build here, not the tank build, so in the late game, again, he is going to get outscaled like crazy. Pi will do more damage and will be more tankier and will have better engages in this later stage of the game. 15 minutes in, and the tides have turned. Boots was forced to back up.
Man, oh man, ONIC Esports, they are on the defense. Lord already marching and charging the top base turret, mid turret will fall as well as ONIC Esports slowly but surely losing this game.
This is the problem when you don't have the high ground. ONIC, they put all of their marbles into that early game snowball draft. If they don't get the early game snowball, it's simply going to be much easier for the side of Alter Ego to take control over the game right as we hit those power spikes. Just take a look at the damage dealt here, presented to you by Axe.
Seliboy did the most damage because, again, he's always very good at finding those situations, but close behind is unexpectedly Drian. With every single engage done by ONIC Esports, he has been very, very good in maximizing the impact of that yin-yang overturn. The thing is, right now, it's going to be difficult for them to catch Alter Ego the same way they did in the early game, with maybe a huge wombo combo, because Alter Ego has experienced it once. They were very less likely to do it again.
Real-time win probability favors Alter Ego, and I can see why. 68% to their side, as ONIC Esports only hanging on with a 32%. What can they do is the question. I feel like with their composition, it is already hard to do a split push. All they can hope for is Alter Ego making a mistake. Remember, they still have a strong pick-off potential in their composition, and if and only if one of the members from the side of Alter Ego Esports overextends, ONIC Esports is there to punish.
Absolutely. The forced errors will not be there for the side of ONIC Esports. It's all for Alter Ego. They can just constantly be pushing in the waves, forcing ONIC to micromanage these waves one by one. And by the time ONIC clear the waves, Lord will have been taken. They would have been able to take a kill, maybe possibly as well, if ONIC decide to go for a split push. But now they're putting their sights onto Leo Murphy. Once again, not the right target. Leo Murphy, he's just there to open up the map. So if you see him, they see you too.
Well, that's the issue, right? With so many good front laners, with how Alter Ego is positioning so well, ensuring that the guys in the front is going to be Leo Murphy or Pi. For ONIC Esports, they can't find the right engage. And if they want to, they can go for perhaps flanks to try and locate the squishier members like Nino, like Udil. But if they do that, they are prone to getting caught off themselves because of the crowd control potential coming in from Alter Ego. So this draft is beautiful.
Take a look at the damage once again from Nino. Concealed play. An engage from side of ONIC Esports. It's a bait though on Alter Ego. They actually disengaged from that fight. So I feel like it is just trying to find the opening.
It's good, man. They already have the top side wave pushing, so they don't really need to go for any desperate fights. They're just using this to bait it out. And look, now they might just pull the trigger. They might just look for a fight because look at that top side base. They're gonna have to pull maybe 2 members up there. Surfeit Lance, he doesn't know what to do. This is a free lord just based on the macro alone. Let's see if they can get the retribution.
Oh, it's actually Grok right now. Surfeit Lance forced the team fight. Keyboy will not be able to escape Immortal Pops as Surfeit Lance is going to be next. Keyboy is down as Nino trying to find the Yin Yang overturn, but it is not enough. 2 members from side of ONIC will fall. 5-1-4-2. As if right now, Julian slowly, desperately trying to find something, trying to escape, as it will be mega kill for side of Leo Murphy. Alter Ego Esports might take this game.
Oh, the bouncing ball comes out strong. Arashi, that's when you need it, man. But it's the Evolved Lord. Can they defend this?
With only
I
2
don't think
members,
so.
yeah, it's gonna be a bit difficult, man. Especially because Surfeit Lance and Boots, they don't really have the wave clear.
Surfeit Lance and Boots trying to make the impossible play. Tempest of Blade just to secure the kill. Killing spree, Alter Ego Esports 1-0.
Boom, man. That was an amazing game from Alter Ego. The macro from this team, the decision making as well. They didn't need to force a team fight. Just keep on waiting. They go for the team fight. They go for the Lord.
Yeah.
Back up. Wait. The top side was pushing. Just wait. Play the long game. You don't need to look for these crazy plays. The enemy needs to do that. So they use that lead. They use that doubt into their hands, and that's what you get, a clean game from Alter Ego.
They kept their composure, Arashi, even though they are in the lead, but they don't get overzealous. That is one of the factor that they won the game so cleanly. I feel like on ONIC Esports, they have 0 control, especially in that last fight. Everything was forced.
Well, exactly. Alter Ego has just the more crowd control, more setup tools as well. And in the early game, though, you would think that they would play it very, passively, and they would let CW take several turrets, but no. They used that crowd control advantage to its maximum potential. Yes, they did get punished for it at one of the fights, but overall, this is such a strong performance from Alter Ego because they were able to actually match up to ONIC in the early game with a late game composition.
Yeah, most definitely. And I do want to touch on Boots here. Sure, he has an amazing early game, but I really don't like the high and dry emblem for that show. I really do expect him to build more sustainably here, more tanky. Remember, only Keyboy can take a lot of peels on and from that composition, and it doesn't work.
For me personally, I think it was a good choice going for the high and dry because again, they need to look for a snowball in the early game. If they went for the tank build, that means that they were playing for someone in the late game, covering for someone, and maybe just looking for picks.